The world of luxury and fame often hides the tiniest details that scream extravagance. And when we talk about the kings of global K-pop BTS, there's one thing fans never fail to notice: their watches. Yes, not just any timepiece, but those worth more than a luxury car. Welcome to a world where seconds tick in style and wrists glimmer under stage lights. These aren't just accessories, they're statements of identity, success, and sometimes silent reflections of the journey each member has gone through. Have you ever wondered whose wrist hides a price tag that could buy a house? Or which member treasures a watch not just for its price, but for the story behind it? In today's countdown, we'll dive deep into the luxury, the craftsmanship, and the personal stories behind every dazzling timepiece. Some are gifts, others self-rewards, but each holds a tale worth telling. So, fasten your seatbelt. Or, well, check your watch, because what you're about to hear will make you say, wait, how much did that cost again? From hidden symbolism to jaw-dropping brands, this is the list that'll make you see BTS from a whole new angle. Luxury has never looked this personal. Who do you think tops the list? The leader with a timeless touch? The fashion icon who turns every airport into a runway? Or maybe the quiet one whose minimalist taste hides a shocking price tag? Get ready, because we're about to uncover the 7 BTS members and the insanely expensive watches they own. And trust me, you won't believe number 1. Number 7. J-Hope, the sunshine with the golden touch. When you think of J-Hope, what flashes in your mind first? His electrifying dance moves, radiant smile, or that effortless designer aura that screams trendsetter? But behind that cheerful glow, Hobi's taste for luxury speaks louder than words, and it starts with what's on his wrist. J-Hope has been spotted flaunting a watch that isn't just exclusive, it's practically a moving piece of art. We're talking about the classic Rolex Day-Date 40 inches, Everose Gold, a model that symbolizes excellence and prestige. The price? Around $35,000 to $40,000, depending on market value and customization. But for J-Hope, it's more than just a number. It's a reflection of years of sweat, perseverance, and his evolution from underground rapper Jungkook to an international superstar. There's something poetic about it. The Day-Date, known as the President's Watch, sitting perfectly on the wrist of a man who now leads trends globally. Fans often notice how the rose gold gleam catches the stage light during performances, almost like it's dancing with him. It's subtle, yet powerful. A quiet declaration of success. And when he's not on stage, that same watch pairs flawlessly with his effortless street style. The man who once said he loves clean, comfortable fashion has managed to make luxury feel natural, never forced. Yet, let's be honest, this is still J-Hope we're talking about. Beneath all the sunshine charm lies someone who knows his worth, who celebrates his milestones through timeless pieces, quite literally. He doesn't flaunt it with arrogance, but with gratitude. When asked about his style, he once emphasized that fashion for him is energy, something that radiates confidence. And that's exactly what his watch does. It's elegance meeting movement, luxury meeting personality. You can almost imagine the ticking of that golden masterpiece keeping up with his rhythm, pulse by pulse, beat by beat. So, while his personality might shout positivity, his watch whispers legacy, a golden reminder that even the brightest smiles are built from years of grinding in the dark. Before we move on to the next number, hit that subscribe button and smash the like so you don't miss a single second of this crazy luxury countdown. Number 6. Jin, the gentleman of timeless elegance. When it comes to Jin, everything about him exudes quiet class. He's often the member who doesn't try too hard to show off, but somehow ends up stealing the spotlight. And that subtle, refined energy is perfectly embodied in the luxury he wears on his wrist. Jin has been seen rocking the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak chronograph, a masterpiece that's not just a watch, but a declaration of artistry and patience. This iconic piece, recognizable for its octagonal bezel and tapisserie pattern dial, costs roughly around $55,000 to $70,000, depending on edition and customization. But let's not just talk numbers, let's talk taste. Jin's version, in stainless steel with a blue dial, mirrors his aura. Cool, clean, and effortlessly sophisticated. Fans caught a glimpse of it during airport appearances, where his minimalist fashion, a crisp shirt, fitted trousers, and that signature calm expression turns into a walking editorial. There's something deeply poetic about Jin and his watch. The Royal Oak is known among collectors as a gentleman's weapon, bold yet subtle, reserved for those who appreciate detail over drama. It's not the flashiest in the room, but it's the one everyone notices when they look closer. Just like Jin. And here's the emotional twist. Jin's love for simple beauty has always been part of his personality, from his cooking hobbies to the way he takes care of his bandmates. His choice of watch isn't about wealth. It's about maturity, an unspoken symbol of how far he's grown from that shy trainee days to the confident global artist he is now. When you think about it, each tick of his Audemars Piguet feels like a reminder of time itself, time that he has given to fans, to music, and to perfecting his craft. The design, timeless. The man, ageless. And though Jin might joke about being worldwide handsome, this particular accessory adds proof to that title, not through flash, but through finesse. It's a luxury rooted in restraint, a reflection of his unshakable grace even amidst fame. Number 5. RM, the philosopher of precision. When RM walks into a room, he doesn't need to shout his presence. The silence that follows him already speaks volumes. Known for his intellectual depth and artful soul, it's no surprise his choice of luxury timepiece carries a story far beyond its price tag. RM has been seen wearing the Patek Philippe Nautilus 5712R, a refined and complex creation that's the dream of collectors worldwide. Retailing around $85,000 to over $100,000, this watch isn't about flashing wealth. It's about appreciating legacy, artistry, and engineering at its purest form. And that's RM in a nutshell. Sophistication with substance. The Nautilus 5712R, encased in warm rose gold with a moon phase and power reserve indicator, represents balance, a perfect metaphor for RM's duality between chaos and calm, modernity and tradition. He's deeply thoughtful about the things he wears. He once mentioned that fashion, just like music, is another language of self-expression. And wearing a Patek Philippe isn't merely a statement, it's a meditation on time itself. Each component inside that slim case is meticulously crafted, just like how RM pours himself into every lyric he writes. When you think of the leader, managing 7 unique personalities while creating verses that resonate with millions, it makes sense he'd be drawn to a brand that celebrates patience and precision. You'll notice how RM doesn't flaunt his watch. He blends it into his look, maybe with earthy tones or sharp tailoring, reflecting his calm yet commanding vibe. Sometimes, fans spot it in candid museum photos, or when he's lost in thought over a vintage art piece, proof that his relationship with luxury isn't loud, it's intimate. The Patek isn't just an accessory, it's a journal etched in metal and motion, the kind of watch you don't wear to show off time, but to remember what time means. It's almost poetic that the leader of BTS, a man constantly racing against deadlines, wears a timepiece that reminds him to slow down, to value each second as something worth savoring. Because for RM, precision isn't just about counting moments. It's about creating meaning within them. Number 4. Jungkook, the golden maknae with platinum taste. No one balances raw talent and jaw-dropping style quite like Jungkook. He's the youngest, but somehow, his taste in fashion and luxury feels like that of a seasoned icon. Fans lovingly call him Golden Maknae. And trust me, that nickname fits just as perfectly as the watch on his wrist. Jungkook's known for his love of sleek, modern aesthetics, which makes his Rolex Cosmograph Daytona the ultimate match. Priced anywhere from $90,000 to $120,000, depending on the model and rarity. This isn't just an accessory, it's the crown jewel of confidence. The one Jungkook's often seen wearing? The Platinum Daytona with an ice blue dial and chestnut brown Cerachrom bezel. It's bold, it's refined, and yes, it sparkles with the same quiet fire that burns behind his every performance. You can spot it in fan photos, backstage moments, and even airport looks, glinting under the struggle of camera flashes like it knows it belongs there. But Jungkook's choice speaks more than luxury, it captures his journey. The Daytona is often called the racer's watch, symbolizing speed, focus, and endurance. And isn't that exactly him? The youngest who pushed himself to master vocals, dance, boxing, production, all while growing up in the spotlight. The watch's precision chronograph mirrors his discipline, the way he times every move, knows every beat, and never misses a moment to excel. It's more than fashion. It's reflection. Beneath the global fame and roaring stadiums, Jungkook has always chased perfection quietly, almost obsessively. This platinum beauty isn't about extravagance, it's about achievement. Each tick of its hand seems to echo his mantra, keep improving, keep creating. When fans see that icy dial flash beneath his jacket sleeve, it's not just, ooh, expensive. It's, he's earned every second of that shine. And of course, because it's Jungkook, he wears it with the same cool nonchalance as his white t-shirts and ripped jeans. Luxury doesn't wear him, he owns it without even trying. Some say a watch shows who you are when you think no one's looking. If that's true, Jungkook's Daytona reveals a man who doesn't count his time in fame, but in passion, progress, and the drive to keep becoming better than yesterday. Number 3. V. The art collector with the soul of a watchmaker. When V enters a frame, the world seems to slow down. There's an aura about him, enigmatic yet magnetic, vintage yet futuristic. He's the type who could wear a plain white shirt and still look like a runway model. But look a little closer at his wrist, and you'll see where his taste truly whispers. V is often spotted with a Cartier Tank Louis, a timeless piece of elegance worn by legends like Andy Warhol and Princess Diana. The model he owns, rumored to be the 18K yellow gold version with a leather strap, sits around $25,000 to $30,000. But the value isn't just monetary, it's emotional, artistic, and deeply personal. V isn't drawn to trends, he's drawn to stories. And Cartier, a brand soaked in history and design philosophy, perfectly matches his identity as an artist who finds magic in the old world. The Tank, with its elongated rectangular case and Roman numerals, isn't just a watch, it's a painting for the wrist. You can almost imagine V choosing it the same way he curates his art collection. Thoughtfully, instinctively, with heart. There's something cinematic about how it rests on his wrist when he plays guitar, sketches, or gazes quietly out a cafe window. Unlike flashier idols, V prefers subtle detail. He lets his aura do the talking. And in that sense, the Cartier Tank is more than an accessory. It's a conversation between time and taste. He's always said he loves vintage old jazz, old cameras, old buildings, and the Tank embodies that same nostalgic warmth. Imagine the ticking sound, soft and deliberate, echoing the rhythm of V's thoughtful soul. Even when he's performing on stage, you can sense how he connects art, music, and fashion as a singular language of expression. The Tank doesn't scream wealth, it hums class. It complements his identity as someone who thrives not on glamour, but on authenticity. That's why fans often call V the timeless one. Because just like his watch, his charm isn't tied to any moment, it simply exists. Perpetual, serene, and unforgettable. Number 2. Suga. The minimalist king of quiet luxury. Suga has always been a mystery wrapped in calm confidence. He doesn't chase attention, it finds him naturally. His aura is calm, collected. Yet you always sense there's something deeper going on beneath that serene surface. And that depth shows even in his choice of accessories. When fans caught him wearing the Richard Mille RM010 automatic in rose gold, the internet practically froze for a second. Because Richard Mille isn't just a brand, it's in a whole other league of extravagance. The starting price? Around $120,000, easily soaring above $150,000 with custom specifications. But the real story lies in why this watch makes perfect sense for Suga. Richard Mille watches are built like high-performance engines, each component refined for precision, endurance, and beauty. Much like the way Suga creates his music. Detailed, intentional, unfiltered, the RM010, with its skeletonized dial showing the heartbeat of its mechanical soul, fits Suga's character like destiny. It's what you'd call quiet power. No diamonds, no unnecessary flash, just pure mechanical brilliance and strength underneath. That's exactly who he is. You might see him walk through an airport in an oversized hoodie and bucket hat, seemingly blending into the crowd. But one look at that watch, and you realize this man lives by intentional design. Every lyric he writes, every sound he produces, every silence he keeps, it's timing. And what represents timing better than the heartbeat of a luxury watch? The rose gold casing adds warmth against his cool, shadowy aura, illustrating the duality Suga embodies. Warmth and precision, soul and structure, fire beneath calm. His entire artistic identity revolves around authenticity. He doesn't wear the Richard Mille to show power. He wears it as a symbol of his journey, a kid from Daegu who built his empire not with noise, but with timeless focus. In the world of flashy idols, he stands as the reminder that real luxury isn't about showing off. It's about living with purpose, passion, and precision. And somehow, that ticking sound inside his watch feels symbolic, like the silent rhythm of his music studio late at night. When he's sculpting sounds the world will soon call masterpieces. That's not just fashion, it's poetry made of gears and gold. Number 1. Jimin, the icon of sophisticated grandeur. When Jimin moves, time seems to hold its breath. Every glance, every step, every smile, it's calculated yet natural, like the ticking of a perfect timepiece. So, when we talk about luxury watches and who stands at the top among BTS, it's no surprise that Jimin wears his crown with effortless grace. His choice? The breathtaking Patek Philippe Grand Complications Perpetual Calendar 5327J, a holy grail in the world of watchmaking, priced at around $160,000 to $180,000. This is not just a watch, it's an heirloom that whispers sophistication and absolute mastery. And for Jimin, the man who balances tenderness with power, this luxury accessory mirrors his essence perfectly. Featuring an 18K yellow gold case and a delicate ivory lacquered dial, this masterpiece doesn't just tell time. It keeps track of moon phases, leap years, and eternal cycles, all without needing adjustment for a century. That's right, 100 years of precision, just like Jimin's enduring artistry that transcends trends and generations. When he steps onto the stage, the light might bounce off the curve of that golden watch, catching the subtle gleam that matches his signature charm. But Jimin's relationship with luxury isn't about possession, it's about meaning. He treasures things that represent emotion, connection, beauty. And that Patek Philippe on his wrist, it's the embodiment of elegance earned through dedication. Think about it. The same boy who once trained endlessly, pushing through insecurities and exhaustion, now wears a watch that represents perfection itself. But the symbolism runs deeper, a perpetual calendar, forever moving forward in quiet rhythm, just like his heart that beats in sync with millions of fans worldwide. Even his fashion sense echoes this balance of refinement and rebellion. Tailored suits meets streetwear edge, soft expressions framed by bold confidence. His watch sits right in between, bridging classic luxury and modern artistry. To collectors, it's a dream. To Jimin, it's a reminder. Time is fleeting, but what's done with it can last forever. And isn't that the very spirit of BTS? A group that turned every second into a story, every struggle into symphony. Jimin's Grand Complications isn't just ticking, it's telling a tale of evolution, of a man who turned time into art. It's not just the most expensive watch among them, it's the most Jimin one. Elegant, emotional, eternal. Time passes, lights fade, but those tiny ticking machines on their wrists? They keep the story going. From J-Hope's golden glow to Jimin's grand elegance, every watch we've seen tonight isn't just about flexing a price tag. It's a bookmark in BTS's journey from cramped practice rooms to global stadiums. Each scratch, each reflection of stage light, each candid airport shot with a flash of metal on skin, it all whispers, "We've come this far, and time has witnessed it all." So now the real question is, when you look at your own wrist phone screen, budget watch, or maybe nothing at all, what kind of story do you want time to tell about you? Will you use your seconds to chase status or to chase meaning? The members of BTS turned every ticking moment into music, memories, and milestones. Maybe you don't need a six-figure watch to live like that. You just need the courage to decide that from this second on, your time is worth something. So, which member's watch would you wear if you had the chance? And more importantly, which version of yourself are you getting ready to become as the clock keeps moving?